All right, welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where we give you all the latest on what is happening in the world of sports. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olashikomi. Join me and let's ride together. Joining me virtually today is Bolaji Bale, making a return back to Sport Talk. Bolaji Bale, welcome to Sport Talk. Bolaji Bale, are you with us? All right. Welcome to Sport Talk.
Good afternoon, Ascom. Yeah.
Yeah, great to have you. How has been your weekend? Did you enjoy all the sporting activities over the weekend?
Oh, thank you.
All right, you know how we do it. We start with local football. We'll be starting with Ademola Lookman transfer saga. Super Eagles winger Ademola Lookman reportedly uninterested in a transfer to Premier League side Arsenal, but is adamant on remaining in the Italian top flight as he pushes for a move to Inter Milan. I know some few days ago we discussed about Ademola Lookman transfer saga, where he cleared his locker at Atalanta, and now he said no to Arsenal. He wants to play in Italian Serie A. And where is this pendulum swinging to? Inter Milan. Atalanta requested for 50 million euros, but Inter Milan has submitted 45 million euros, and of course Atalanta rejected their first and second bid. But the young man said, I don't want to play for Arsenal, I don't want to come to Premier League, I still want to apply my trade in Italy. Where am I going to? Inter Milan football club. Bolaji Bale, what are your thoughts on the reigning African Player of the Year? Talking about Ademola Lookman, arguably the best player in, unarguably, because of course it's still the award, unarguably the best player in Africa.
What an interesting story. They are talking about one of the most finest players in Nigerian football, not just in Nigeria, also in Africa. And we are talking about Ademola Lookman, who has been consistently important of Napoli, Atlanta team. And to me, I think there is always a way to solution. If there is a problem, there is always a solution. And for him not to go to Arsenal, Ademola Lookman have played in England before. And
yes, of course.
In terms of what it takes to play well in England. And this same and go to Italy, which he has really been doing fantastic well for Atlanta. So in staying at Inter, going to Inter, I don't think is a bad move. Talking about Inter, who have won the Champions League, the past year, and I think if he can make the move to Inter, it's going to be a big step for Ademola Lookman, because he is staying in a league that is already know the behavior of the league.
Yes, of course, that he is used to.
It's not going to be it's not going to be difficult for him. Yeah, it's not going to be difficult for him to settle down with the Inter team. We are talking about the Chivu team. So I think going to Inter is going to be a good thing for him than going to Arsenal, because Arsenal, because of they have a lot of players in the mix. Martinelli in the wing, in the position. Sometimes he can also play Saka's position, and Arsenal have a Madueke now, so the game time might not be in his favor. But if he goes to Inter, he's definitely going to play for Inter week in, week out, which I think is a good decision for him if he finally make the move. But there is still a breach of argument between these two teams in terms of how much they want to collect. And
yes,
so
of course. You have to consider the wages
for the build. Yes.
All right, that's a good one from Ademola Lookman. I still feel if Ademola Lookman do come to England, talking about Arsenal in particular, the likes of Trossard, Martinelli, we have Ademola Lookman to compete with.
And I think
all right, go ahead.
So I think going to Inter Milan will be a good one for him, because he's going to be guaranteed of playing
regular football. Yes, of course. I agree with you on that one. And of course, after the Community Shield, I saw a lot of, Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
All right, after the Community Shield, as I was saying, I saw a lot of Arsenal fans asking Eberechi, Eze, are you coming to Arsenal? If you take a look at the expression on his face, you definitely know that in a few days to come, Eberechi Eze might definitely sign for Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest teams in England. And of course, he's talking about Nigerian players abroad. Tolu Arokudare was also on target for Genk over the weekend. It took him just 3 minutes inside the game to score for Genk over the weekend. And of course, in female football, one of the finest players right now as we speak, talking about Okoroko, also bagged an assist for our team in USA over the weekend. And of course, Victor James Osimhen, one of the finest striker, if not the best striker in Africa, didn't play for Galatasaray over the weekend. Still fighting for fitness. All right, away from that, Ademola Lookman, Victor James Osimhen, Tolu Arokudare, and of course, Esther Okoroko. Let's move straight to the camp of the Super Eagles. Be talking about Chan Eagles WAFCON 2024. Some football enthusiasts have expressed confidence that the Super Eagles B team would beat Sudan and Congo to qualify for the knockout stage of the ongoing CAF Championship in Tanzania, Kenya, and of course, Uganda. After that shambolic performance against the defending champions, talking about Senegal, where the Super Eagles B lost to the defending champion, talking about Senegal 1-0. They are ready to bounce back against Sudan on the 12th of August 2025. I saw their training. The guys have been, they are doing well in training. But do they have what it takes to beat Sudan in their next game? Bola Jibel. And what are the chances of the Super Eagles B making it to the knockout stage? Hello, Bola Jibel. Are you still with us? It seems his network is not cooperating. He will definitely join us along the line. All right, we're still talking about the Super Eagles B. After, like I said earlier on, after the performance against Senegal, they are still they are in good shape with what I saw in the training, preparing for Sudan on the 12th of August 2025. And a lot of fans have really shown their interest, their support for the Super Eagles B. But for me, I feel fans, I know Nigerian fans, I know we do support, football, especially when it comes to Super Eagles. We always show them 100% support. And of course, I think that actually reduced in early 2000, in mid 2000. I think after that, Nigeria Ghana 2000, 2002, Tunisia 2004, and of course, Egypt 2006. Then a lot of fans stopped believing in talking about in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But right now, after 2013 Nations Cup that we won under the tutelage of late Stephen Keshi, a lot of people started following the Super Eagles talking about the first team. But now we're talking about the Super Eagles B, and I know that the people almost I know we do clamor for them, we always root for them, that the head coach will always invite them. But with what I saw, I must say that with what I saw against Senegal, no one deserved to be in the Super Eagles A. And a lot of people also complained that Remo Stars player dominated the team, especially in the first match against Senegal, dominated that team. And we also happen the consequence. I'm not saying they are not good players, but at least try to mix them together. Players from Nasarawa, players from Kano, players from the Korodu City. Try and mix them together. But if you take a look at the Spanish national team in 2010, the team was dominated by Barca players, and we saw what happened. They did well in that game. At that tournament at the World Cup in Africa, they won it. They went on to win the UEFA Euros again the following. After 2 years, and of course they also won it in 2008. That doesn't mean at all. If you have good legs, play them, and of course let them deliver. That is what 3 points is what we definitely need against Sudan if we want to think about moving to the next round tour, talking about the next stage. All right, away from the Super Eagles B, let's move straight to foreign football. We'll be starting with a Community Shield, where Crystal Palace twice came from behind to stun a new-look Liverpool and win the Community Shield for the first time on penalties after a 2-2 draw at Wembley on Sunday. I saw the game. It was quite interesting between Crystal Palace and, of course, talking about Liverpool. I love that one, the new look at Liverpool. I saw Ekitike. It took Ekitike how many minutes, to get his first goal for Liverpool over the weekend against Crystal Palace. What a beautiful strike from the new signed striker. Talking about Hugo Ekitike, another great performance from Frimpong. And of course, talking about the man all the way from Germany, from Bayer Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz also made an assist. Kekes was on for Liverpool. And before then, I know we discussed about the Liverpool defense line, most especially Virgil van Dijk in the defense line. The first goal conceded was from the spot kick. He considered the penalty. The second goal, it was nowhere to be found. I think Virgil van Dijk really needs to do more if they really want this new season to be good for Arne Slot. But can they retain the Premier League? Only time will tell. And of course, talking about Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace has been great ever since they defeated, Manchester City in that FA Cup final. And of course, they went all along to, to also beat Liverpool via penalty in the Community Shield. Another goal for the young man called Mateta. And the star man of the match, talking about Iberici Isaiah, I talked about him earlier on. We had some fans also ask him, are you coming to us now? And his face also shows that he might definitely be playing for Arsenal in this new season. Won't that be a big problem for their coach? Talking about Oliver Glasner. You can't afford to lose a player like, Iberici Eze to one of the strongest team in England, talking about Arsenal Football Club. And of course, and for Liverpool, I still believe they still need to add at least 1 to 2. They still need at least 1 to 2 signings, just to have a squad depth as far as I'm concerned. Because when I saw that game, now there is no more Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz has signed for Bayern Munich. Talking about Darwin Núñez also signed for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. I think they definitely need a possible replacement for these players. They've gotten Ugo Ekitike, they still need another striker, and of course, another winger. And talking about their defense line, maybe they should try and, break a bank for Gueye to move all the way from Crystal Palace to Liverpool Football FC. We'll definitely see whether they can definitely retain the Premier League 2025-2026 season. Away from our Community Shield, let's move straight to the camp of our Chelsea Football Club. They look unstoppable. Summer signings, Delap got 2 goals over the weekend, and of course, Pedro was also on target as Chelsea beat AC Milan 4-1 in the final preseason match ahead of the 2025-2026 season. Before I even start with Chelsea versus AC Milan, Chelsea has been tearing team apart even before they played the best team in Italian Serie A. Should I just say the best team with history in Italian Serie A? Talking about AC Milan. Chelsea from the Club World Cup are dismantled. Dismantled the UEFA Champions League winner. Talking about Paris Saint-Germain. They went all along. They played Bayer Leverkusen. They defeated Bayer Leverkusen. Now AC Milan 4 goals to 1. For me, they look unstoppable. And of course, Liam Delap also got a brace in that game. Pedro has been the finest striker so far. Because of course, 5 games, 5 goals from this young man. He doesn't look like any team can stop Chelsea. And trust me, you know Chelsea fans, they've been here and there. They are the one winning the Premier League this season, 2025, 2026. But time will definitely tell. But talking about their new signings, the way they are settling in on time, Estavio making assists, causing penalties, Delap, here and there, you have Pedro, mention them, Ato, a lot of them, a lot of new signings are settling in on time. At Chelsea, I think we should also give credit to the head coach of Chelsea Football Club, talking about Enzo Maresca. And of course, there's this other rumor linking Enzo Fernandez to Paris Saint-Germain. I don't see that one happening because that team still have a lot to offer, most really in the Champions League. I'm still talking about, Chelsea Football Club. They make, right now, as it stands, it's just like, I don't think, maybe the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United should be scared of Chelsea Football Club this coming season. All right, still talking about English, Premier League team. Manchester United also brought in the likes of Kuna, Benjamin Sesko, and of course, Brian Mbomo. They also did well over the weekend when they played over the weekend. It ended 1-1, and of course they won that one via penalty against Fiorentina. We saw David De Gea making a return back to Old Trafford. He was celebrated. And can this team go all along to compete for the Premier League 2025-2026 season? It's like these players are not settling down the way Chelsea players and the new signings are settling down at Chelsea. Ruben Amorim, my own opinion, I still believe he still have a long he has a long way to go with this new team, because he will definitely be playing, be parading new front line entirely comprises of Mbomo, Kuna, and of course Sesko. But my own major challenge is what's going to happen to the captain of Manchester United, talking about the man called Bruno Fernandes. We all know how important Bruno Fernandes is to Manchester United, but whenever he's not playing that up front, he's always a disaster for Manchester United. Whenever he plays deep for Manchester United, you all know Bruno Fernandes with his passes, he always misplays passes and all. But how Ruben Amorim is going to structure this team to be able to compete for 2025-2026 league season is going to be a long way for Ruben Amorim. Away from the camp of Manchester United, let's also talk about Arsenal. Arsenal also played over the weekend, and of course, trust me, the man called Victor Gyökeres, we saw his celebration over the weekend. He got his first goal for Arsenal. What a fantastic performance from Arsenal Football Club. 3-0. They won over the weekend, and of course, the likes of Martinelli also did well. But talking about Arsenal letting, my own challenge with Arsenal Football Club this season is allowing what is his name? This man from Ghana, talking about Thomas Partey. Partey after Partey go, to move from Arsenal to Villarreal, and of course Zubimendi. Does Zubimendi has what it takes, to play in the Premier League? I know there is a structure, there is a system for Mikel Arteta, but when it comes to this moving up and down like a box-to-box player, this energy, this pace, does it have what it takes, to thrive in England this season? But with the structure of, I know Mikel Arteta brought this Spanish national team pattern to Arsenal. You don't need to stress yourself too much whenever you're playing in that midfield. That is why you will see the likes of Merino doing well in England. Maybe Zubimendi can definitely, join hands with Declan Rice and of course Merino to also do well for Arsenal this season. Still in England, we also saw another fantastic display from Manchester City over the weekend. We saw that great performance from Tijani Reinders. He also grabbed brace for Pep Guardiola's side, and of course the Viking himself, the beast, talking about Erling Haaland, was also on target for Manchester City over the weekend. But that team still need... I just believe they have a long way to go. It will definitely take time for them to gel, because I saw the first half, I saw the, should I say, the team B with what they did in the first half, and of course in the second half they came out and of course they did well. And of course, still talking about friendly games, that went down over the weekend. Another great performance from Barcelona. They also defeated Como 5 goals to nothing. I don't think any team can stop Barcelona in La Liga, because for me, Real Madrid, they look unserious to me, because they've not been playing all these friendly games to warm up for the new season. Ever since what is his name, joined AC Milan, talking about Luka Modric. I've been talking about them breaking a bank for a midfielder, a holding midfielder in somebody like Vitinha. Maybe bring somebody like Vitinha to Real Madrid might definitely help them in this new season. Well, Xabi Alonso, I know he's a top-notch coach, a good coach. Maybe he also has his own plans for Real Madrid coming next season. All right, away from foreign football, let's move straight to AfroBasket. We will be talking about, the D Tigers. Nigeria senior men's basketball team, D Tigers, touched down in Angola on Sunday, 10th August, ahead of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket tournament, which tips off on Tuesday, 12 August 2025. The Super Falcons, they did well at the last Nations Cup. They brought the cup back home. We gave them $100,000, all of us. And of course, talking about the D Tigers, also did well. They came back home with the trophy. We celebrated them. Gave them $100,000. And the crew, the officials, $50,000. And of course, the Super Eagles B are somewhere. Now it's the men's team to also do well. The Super Falcons B are still finding their own feet. And now this is D Tigers. They are in Angola. We all know that D Tigers, when it comes to African basketball, they are always there. Are they going to repeat what Super Falcons and of course D Tigers did at the last tournament? Let's see how it goes. I know as a man now, I just want them to also make us proud, so that we can also celebrate them. Maybe we never can tell. Maybe their own $100,000 is somewhere waiting for them. All I just need to wish them right now is just to wish them well for this, this tournament, this AfroBasket tournament that will definitely be going on in Angola. All right, that is how much we can take on Sports on Enterprise at TV7. If you are yet to follow us across all social media, endeavor to do that. We are at Enterprise TV7 across all social media platforms. Visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name remains John Olasco.